Welcome back to the Boondocks Homestead. Hey, I'm glad you're here today because today we're going to make some homemade canned pickle relish. All right, got all these cucumbers in the last couple of days out of the garden, so I need to do something with them because Tim and I could never eat all these cucumbers. I was going to pickle them, but I just haven't had time, and I thought I need something really quick, really fast. We are out of pickle relish and on the shelf from last year. So I thought I'll do my first batch of pickles, cucumbers. I'll just do some pickle relish. Now, my pickle relish comes out of the Ball book, okay? And this is the one I use. I've got the other one, but I've got all these marked, and this is the way I cook it every year. This is the way I do things every year out of this one. Some of those, I don't know. They seem a little different. I don't know. I'm going to have to sit down and really look at it to see. You'd think it'd be the same recipe, wouldn't you? But this is my go-to Ball book. So this is the one I use. So this is the recipe we're going to do today. And here it is. Pickle relish. Okay? So to start off with, you're going to take your cucumbers. I'm going to do a double batch. So I need 2 quarts of chopped cucumbers. Okay? So you're going to cut off your ends and your bloom or whatever you call it. You're going to cut both of those off, okay? And then you're going to put it in cold water. And I've got some cold water over here in the sink. So I'm just going to cut, I don't know, probably half of these up and put them over here and rinse them really good, okay? And I'm going to do my peppers. I've got red peppers, and it calls for green peppers, you guys, but I think I put my green peppers I have from last year's in the freezer, and they're way down in the bottom, and I'm not digging for them. I'm in a hurry. We got a heat warning today, and I've got stuff to do. And today I thought, well, I'll come in here during the hottest part of the day and do this so I can stay inside. But I just don't have time to dig for them. I'm not going to dig for them. You don't have to have them. So I'm just going to use some of the red ones, okay? Not a bunch, just a little bit, you know, so you got a little bit of that color in there with it. And that's basically what it's for. Okay, so let me cut these up the rest of the way, about half of them, like I said. I got to run back over to the house and get my ninjas over there and my food processor. So I'm going to bring one of those back over here, but it was going to go on the countertop. I didn't tell you guys. If you watched my other video, I showed you a little bit of the building, but we're not quite finished. That piece of that countertop, it came in damaged at the store, so they had to reorder it. So I'm waiting for this piece of countertop. So we couldn't finish the corrugated metal all the way across because he's got to have that countertop on there first. So we got that yet to do. Plus, I think I told you guys I wanted to put chicken wire here, and I wasn't going to be able to because I'm doing like the farm kitchen, farm theme kitchen. You know, that's what I wanted. And I wanted chicken wire in here, but I was busting the board. I was trying to put it in there and staple it, and I was busting the board. So Tim's like, I don't really think that's a good idea. I know you want it, but I don't. So we just decided to get some board, and we thought about glass, and I'm like, well, I don't know if I really want everything showing anyways, you know, all the time. So we just got some of this board from Menards, and it's, I don't know what they call it. And he's got it, it's in there with adhesive right now. So I got to let it dry real good. I shouldn't be beating on it, but I got to let it dry real good. And then I'm going to clean it because it needs to be cleaned a little bit on the outside. And then I'm going to paint it the same color as the cabinets. And I think it'll be just fine. You know it? I really do. I think I'm not going to stress over it. And I'll tell you something else. I was stressing over, look, you can see it right now. It looks like my top cabinets are green and my bottom cabinets are blue. And they're not. They're absolutely the same color. I don't, like that window seal over there, the frame around it, it looks blue. That one looks green. That one looks, no, that one looks a little bluish. That one looks green. It's just the lighting in here, and it seriously drives me crazy. And someday I might repaint it, but I'll probably have the same problem. But I didn't want white cabinets and white walls. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to have to deal with it. You know what? It's a fully functional kitchen, and that is what I wanted. A fully functional kitchen with lots of room. Everything's right at my fingertips. I've got 2 long butcher blocks I can work on, and I'm happy. I'm just happy, okay? So it's all good. But if you ever notice that in the the videos or pictures that I put on Facebook or anything, just know that it is the same color. It's the same color. Very same color, guys. This is one of the drawers out of the bottom shelf. Check this out. Here's the drawer where I take it out of. It's one of these drawers. It's the very same color. And I put it over here and it looks like green and blue, don't it? Isn't that crazy how that is, how that works? I don't understand it. But if you put this up to it, it is the very same color. Very same. It's just the lighting in here. I don't even have the lights on. Hold on. Now I have the lights on. So, but there's so much. We put in extra windows in this building and stuff, and there's a lot of light that comes in. The door has a big window in it, so there's a lot of light that comes in. But see how off it looks now? It really looks off now. But at nighttime when I'm in here, well, it still does because of those lights. But it doesn't matter. I'm not worried about it no more. I'm over it, okay? But I just want to explain to you that's why, if you think, what in the world? Why did she paint her cabinets green up top and blue in the bottom? No, it's come out of the same bucket of paint, you guys. I don't know. So, all that being said, let me get busy doing these and get them in the water, and let me rinse them off real good and wash them, and then I'll get back with you. Like I said, I'm going to do a double batch. That's going to be probably about 16 jars, I'm hoping, I'm guessing, because one batch does 8 jars, supposedly. And I might put a few more cucumbers to take up the, let's see, it calls for, oh, hold on a minute. It calls for green bell pepper, and we're not going to use it. 1 cup of green bell pepper. So I'll tell you what I'll probably do is put a cup more of the cucumbers to make up that difference, okay? And then we're just going to put the red, and I think, what's it called for, red? A cup of red. So we'll put the cup of red in the, but I'm doubling this recipe. So I'm going to be putting 2 cups to 2 quarts, okay? So if you're just doing a quart, which is 8 half pint jars, then you're going to do a cup of each. If you're doing 2 quarts, you're going to double it, okay? So let me get busy and I'll be back. Don't go nowhere. Okay, I've got quite a few of them. They don't look like quite a few, but it was half of that bucket. And I'm just going to cut them. If you got any little bad spots, get them out, because you don't want them to go bad in your jar, okay? I'm just going to kind of like quarter them and put them in my food processor or whatever you got. If you don't have a food processor, you just chop them up real fine on a board, okay? Okay, I've probably cut about half of those, and I'm going to put them over here. Now, like I said, you guys don't get them so mushy that they're not going to work out. They're going to be mush in your bowl. Let me find a bowl. Hold on. Okay, so I'm just going to pulse it. We're going to put it on pulse, and I'm just going to manually pulse it until I get the consistency that I want, okay? Let me get you closer. Let me look at it. I think that's about good right there. Don't you all think? I think that's about good. Okay, so I'm going to take this out. I'm going to put it in this bowl. It'd probably be just as easy to try to put this in my jar than to put it in that bowl. So let me try to do that. Let me get my funnel. Hold on just a minute, guys. Let's try this. I think this will work out better. I may not have, I may need more cucumbers than that. Maybe not. I might have eyeballed that just right now. Let's see. Maybe, guys. That's a quart right there. Almost. That's just a little bit shy of a quart. So let me go ahead and do the rest of these and see what happens. I do not have any red peppers. I don't have any red peppers out of our garden that's ready. And I didn't have any from last year, so I had to buy these from the store. Now, if you watch any of my videos, you know that when I buy stuff from the store, I usually put it in my water to let it soak with vinegar. Okay? Now, I've always heard we need about a cup of that. We'll put about that many. I've always heard that will get that waxy stuff off the top and kind of clean it. I don't know exactly what it does to it. I can't tell you, but I just do this. I've just always done it, okay? So I'll just let that soak in there for a while in that vinegar water, okay? Now I'm going to get busy back over here doing these cucumbers. I got my jars going. So they've got about 4 more minutes to boil, and they'll be about ready to go. And see what these do. See how much this gives us. All right, guys, I think that the rest of these are going to work. I think that's going to be all we need. Chop these up real quick. And I think this will be plenty, you guys, because listen, I gotta substitute that green pepper, remember? That goes in here because I'm not putting green pepper in it. So I think we'll be just fine. So I'm gonna do these peppers the same way, except I'm gonna make sure I take the seeds out of them. So we don't need the seeds in them. And there's our jars. We'll turn them off. I don't have one of those. I don't have like 15 cameras that I can show you every shot, okay? This is your homemade video, your homemade videos. No professionalism here. This is just how you do it when you don't have all that other stuff going on. You know what I mean? And I never claimed to be a cameraman or a camera woman, so okay, I'm gonna get you down here for a minute. We're gonna cut these off. Now, I always just cut them in half. Okay. And then I pull those seeds out of there. You may do it a different way, or somebody else might do it a different way. That's just how I do it. That's the easy way for me. Just pull them seeds out of there. It's not going to hurt if you get some seeds in there. I'm not going to worry about cutting them up. They're not that big. Let's see how much this makes us. We're going to want 2 cups of them. And I'm sure this is not going to be 2 cups. I'm positive. Let's see what this gives us. This is probably a cup, I'm thinking. We'll see. Maybe not quite a cup. Maybe more like half a cup. I don't know. It's almost a cup. About 3/4 of a cup. We're going to go with it. I would think that would all be all you needed for that. Okay, I got a few more in here. Let's see what happens. I think it will be plenty. Okay, there we go. So we got a cup instead of 2 cups, and we don't have any green, and we're just doing our own thing. Now listen, I switched up the recipe a little bit. So instead of having, because we're doing a double batch, remember? So instead of having 2 cups of green bell peppers and 2 cups of red bell peppers, I'm just going to do 1 cup of red bell peppers, no green peppers. You with me? Okay, this is what I'm doing because what do I always teach you guys? Use what you got. Now, I do have some green bell peppers in my freezer in the house. I'm not going to go dig for them. I don't have time. I don't have time for it. And it's not going to hurt it any. It's not gonna mess with the taste or anything else. Okay, so you just use what you got, and that's how I cook. That's what we do. Okay, you don't stress over it. So I've got plenty of this to make up for the lost green bell pepper and the cup of red. Okay, there's plenty there because about right here is 2 quarts on this jar. You can't see. About right here is 2 quarts on this jar. And see, I've probably got another cup and a half to 2 cups right there of extra cucumber. So it's gonna balance out. Okay. All right. Let me get this stuff back out of my way again. And, oh, you guys, I almost forgot the onion. You gotta have onion. What am I doing? Okay. So this calls for 2 cups of chopped onion for 1 batch. So that means I'd have to have 4 cups of onion in my pickle relish. That would be 2 of those. I'm thinking not. Okay. I'm not putting that much onion in mine. So here we go. I know I didn't do that the last times I've made it. I know I have not put that much onion in it. I don't put that much onion in nothing. I sure don't. So we're going to put 1 large onion. Let me get the rest of that and then I'll make it a little bit more. Plus, I'd have to go all the way back over to the house and get another onion or 2 or 3. I don't know. And I'm not doing it. It's hot out there. There's a heat warning out there. That'll be fine. That'll be plenty good, peeps. Plenty good. I'm just going to put this on top. No, I can't do that. Can I? I got to go back to my book, kids. Hold on. Yes. Peel onions, chop mash, okay. Remove seasonings. Okay, we did that. Chop green. Okay. Chop red bell pepper, measure 1 cup. Chop. Okay, we did that. Combine cucumbers. Okay. Combine cucumbers, onions, and green peppers in a large bowl, and that we're going to put the salt over it. Got it. Okay, let me get a bowl. Hold on a minute. We'll just use this bowl. So we are going to put it all together. I forgot. I haven't made this for a year. You know, I only make it once a year. Because we only grow cucumbers once a year. Okay, we're going to put all this in here. I'm going to put all this in here. If I can get it out. I probably got that packed in there. Good. Come on out of there. Get on out of there. There we go. Okay. I think that's just going to be plenty. You wait and see. We're going to have plenty. Okay, we're going to put our bell peppers in there. Peppers, if you're using green, and more red. Now, you'll probably just do 1 batch to start out, maybe. See, I think that's a lot of red bell pepper in. Look at all that. Can you see that? Can you see all that pepper in there? Yeah, that's going to be plenty. When you buy it at the store, you don't see all that bell pepper in there. You see a little bit in each jar. Okay? Stick with me. All right? I'm not going to lead you wrong. Just stay with me. We're going to put our onion. I couldn't imagine having more onion than that. No way. I love you, Ball, but I'm not going to. Sometimes I'm going to do my own thing. Just ask these guys. I'm going to do my own thing. How I roll. Okay. We're going to kind of mix this together. And think the heat's kind of got to my head today, guys. I'm not kidding. It got me wore out a little. Okay, now salt. Let's talk about salt real quick. Let me just tell you about salt real quick. Okay, so it says use a ball salt, right? I have some. Okay. Do I? Do I have some left? Let me look. Where did I put it? I don't even remember where I put it. Hold on. Okay. This is actually Mrs. Wages. Hey, I buy everything when it's on whatever's on sale. Okay, that's how I roll. So, pickling and canning salt. That's what you're to use, unless I'm gonna go ahead and use this because I've got it and I want to get rid of it. But now I buy Redmond sea salt, and you can use that in all your canning. Okay, so so we're gonna go ahead and use this. So, but if you use Redmond or sea salt, whatever. I don't know if you can use just any sea salt. I don't know. Check into that. Do your research because the only sea salt I buy is Redmond. So I don't know if there's a difference between Redmond and a different sea salt. I have no idea. I've never researched it. Y'all do your own research on that one. If you don't have any of that, just go to the store and get you some of this, okay? And if you're, the ball book says get ball, but I'm sure that this will be just fine. This is just a different brand, okay? Now, how much of this do I need? I've got this in a thing. Now I'm going to put, it says sprinkle salt over the vegetables, pour cold water over vegetables just to cover. Ooh, I may need a bigger bowl. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. 1/4 of a cup. So that means we're going to need a half because I'm doing a double batch. Let me get my cup, kids. Hold on. I'm going to be like this for a little bit because I don't know where nothing is right now. I mean, I know I put it up, but I don't know. I got to get used to where everything is now. So if I'm walking in front of the camera and I'm not being very professional, right? Because, you know, that's why. So we're going to put, what did I say, 1/2 of a cup or a cup? It says use 1/4 of a cup, so that'd be 1/2 of a cup for 2 of them. And I went ahead and got a cup, but we're not going to use a whole cup. We're going to use about 1/2 of a cup, which is about right there. Okay? And we're going to put it on our pickle relish. On our relish. We're just going to sprinkle that all over it. And I don't think it said to stir it. I think it just said to pick it. I'm like this when I'm not on camera, guys. I have to, I'm just like, okay, wait, I forgot. What do I do again? Sprinkle sour vegetables. Pour cold water over it. Okay, now this is what we're going to do. We got to let this sit for 2 hours. So I'm going to have to get off here. Well, that'll give me time to clean up this kitchen and this mess I got going on. All right? So we're going to put some cold water over top of this. We're going to let this set for a couple hours. I'm going to bring you back and we're going to finish this up. Okay? And I don't know if I'll go a full 2 hours. I'm going to try, but I got a lot to do and I got time to be sitting around waiting. Okay? And I don't think I ever waited 2 hours before. So we'll just see how it goes. But I'll be right back. You won't have to wait. You'll get to see it right after this clip. Okay? So don't go nowhere. All right, y'all. It's been about 15 minutes shy of 2 hours. My pickle relish has been sitting in, or my cucumbers, onions, and peppers have been sitting in the salt water for almost that long. Okay, so Tim's been mowing grass. He come in, got him some water, and talked to me for a little bit, and I've cleaned up the kitchen. So I was almost able to go 2 hours, and I'm like, okay, we're close enough. We're gonna do this, okay? So I'm gonna bring you over here. I know you guys know how to strain this, but just bear with me. So I'm just going to put this in here. I'm trying to pour it. I was going to try to pour it. And I was like, ooh, I better not do that. I'm just going to do a little bit at a time. Like that. And then I'm going to set that to the side. Y'all do it how you do it, you know. If you ain't got this set up, then you can figure out a different way to doing it. And I'm just going to kind of rinse it off like this. Look at all that. Kind of toss that around in there a little. There's a big piece of pickle. We're going to take him out. Okay. And then I'm just going to push that water through and make sure that's dry, because we're going to make a brine to put this in, which I ought to be doing that. Well, after I get this done, we'll do that. Okay, so you get the picture, right? And I'm just going to strain this through here and then put it in that bowl, and then I'll be right back with you. Okay, now we're going to make the brine, okay, for our pickle relish. And you want to always try to get a heavy bottom stainless steel pot, okay? If you don't have one, it's okay. But if you do, I like with my jellies and anything I'm going to cook like that for my canning, I always try to get a heavy bottom. And you can tell, because if it's not a heavy bottom, it'll ting. It'll ting when you do that. If it's heavy bottom, it'll go like thud, thud, thud. Let me see if I've got a small, different one and I can show you. Yeah. This one is very thin, very thin. Now listen. Thin. Stuff burns in it. You can tell. See that? Stuff burns in it. This one, heavy bottom. This is what you want to look for when you are buying. I need to get me some bigger ones, heavy duty ones like this. These are the kinds of pots you need, okay, when you're doing anything really, when you're cooking in stainless steel. Okay, it calls for 2 cups of cider vinegar, but we're doing a double batch. So we're going to do 4 cups of cider vinegar, right? Because we're doubling this. Now, I make my own apple cider vinegar. I've got videos on it. But I don't use it for any canning projects, okay? Because it's not high enough acidity. You need something that's at least 5% acidity, okay? So that's why I don't use mine for that. Not for my canning projects. Okay, now if that's all I had, I may try it, but I don't even go there because I just get it at the store. Okay, for the time being. Well, we can still get it at the store. Now, your sweet relish. Oh, I know it does call for sugar though. Okay, it does, and I hate it, but I don't want my stuff to spoil, and this is going to help preserve it along with the vinegar. You gotta have that balance, you know, that pH. I don't understand everything. I just follow direction, okay? And I don't want to get sick, and I don't want to make anyone else sick, so I just follow direction. Now, with that being said, this does call for a lot, 3.5 cups, so that would be 7 cups of sugar. Now, if you divided that between 16 jars, 16 half-pint jars, don't sound like too much. It's not as much as what's in jelly, but it's still a lot, right? And we know that this refined sugar is not good for us, but, you know, like I said, sometimes you got to have it. But I am going to cut this back. I'm going to cut it back some. So instead of 7 cups, I am going to put, we're going to do 5, we're going to do 5.5 cups. I mean, 5 cups of sugar is going to be sweet, okay? And I just don't think you need all that sugar. I think that's enough sugar with the vinegar. It's going to be fine. We're just going to not, I'm just adjusting it for us, okay? If you guys want to use 7 cups for 2 batches. Now, if you're just doing 1 batch, it's 3.5. That sounds a lot better than 7. But if you're doing 2 batches, that's 7 cups of sugar. Get this out of my way. Okay. And then let me grab my mustard seed and celery seed. You got to have that. Let's see. Mustard seed, you're going to do 1 tablespoon. So that'd be 2 tablespoons you're going to put in here. And then your celery seed is 1 tablespoon. So you have 2 of that. Well, that's easy. 1 and 1. 1 tablespoon, 1 tablespoon. But we're doing 2 because we're doubling it. Okay. Now we're going to take this and put it on the stove. and we're going to bring it to a boil. Okay, let me turn this light on. This is new to me too, so I gotta. This whole oven thing is just everything's different from in the house, even the microwave. Um, Oven's different. Okay, so we're gonna put this on. Wrong one. I'll get it. I'll get it, guys. I'll get it here in a minute. Let me see. My little stir thing here. The one I like so much. And I'm going to stir this sugar up a little bit. Now we're going to bring this to a boil. And then we're going to let it simmer. Okay? Let me get you over here where you can see. Okay, so we're going to, all this is in here. And we're just going to, I'm going to stir it up and, got to get that sugar stirred up in there. Okay, we're going to bring that to a boil. After that comes to a boil, we're going to turn it down, okay, to a simmer where it's just barely boiling. And then we're going to put our stuff in. So when that gets going and I bring the heat down, then I'll bring you back and show you what we do next, okay? So I'm going to... All right, guys. This is almost to a simmer. I'm going to add the vegetables, but I wanted to let you know that I went ahead and put 1 more cup of sugar in there. So I put a total of 6 cups of sugar. It calls for 3.5 and 3.5. 3.5 for one batch, and I'm doing 2 batch, so that'd be 7. So I ended up putting 6 cups of sugar instead of 7. Okay. So, but if you want to go by the full recipe and put an extra another, and do 7, you go ahead. I was only going to do 6, and I thought, well, that's all going to turn to liquid, and I want to have enough liquid for my, I guess I could have put some more vinegar. We'll just see how this goes, but I'm thinking it'll be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and put this, let me get you down here. I'm going to go ahead and put our vegetables in there. Let me turn this down just a little bit. There we go. And see, that turned out so pretty. Look at that. That's going to make some pretty relish. I don't want to slop this on me, so I'm going slow. Okay. Let me get this out of here. Guess I should have took that out a while ago. I had to turn the fan on. I hope you can hear me. Because that vinegar smell, boy, it'll get you. And that vinegar's cooking. It will get you. Now, you're going to let this cook for about 10 minutes. Okay, on a simmer. You'll bring it back to a simmer and let it go for 10 minutes. Let me start this. Okay, got my timer going. When it's done, then we'll fill our jars. I'll bring you back and we'll fill our jars. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we got. I fill it up about yay far. And then I'll get the juice. I'll get some juice. Because I don't like it all juice when I open it. You know what I mean? So, whoo, that's getting to me. I think it's a 1/2 inch. Yes, 1/2 inch headspace. So we're going to stop. Let me put a little bit more in. Not right there. Okay, what do we got here? Got some hot jars, I can tell you that. I can tell you that much. I think we might have enough to do 1 or 2 more jars. These are the lids I'm going to use. I just started using them, and I've been pleased so far. Now, I've only canned 1 thing with them so far, but I really like them. Okay, and if you guys want any pickle crisp, or this is extra crunch from Mrs. Wages, or you can get it, it's called pickle crisp, or whatever, whatever you can find, ball pickle crisp. That's what the recipe calls for, of course, because it's ball. And you can put, let's see, how much can you put in here? 1/16 teaspoon. Well, that's going to be difficult. And put in there with it. I should have really put this in the bottom, you guys. We'll stir it a little bit. You don't have to use this, but if you want it to be a little bit crispy, You can. I find that sometimes it works on pickles, sometimes it don't. So it's a hit or miss with me. Okay. So we'll just push it down in there and try not to get this on the rim of our jars. I'm going to go ahead and put these lids on. I'm going to show you one. Let me go get my lids. And remember, we do finger tight. Don't crank down on that thing. There's no need. Just finger tight, okay? And then put it in your, do them all, and then put them in your pan, okay? We're going to process them for 10 minutes, I believe. Let me look. I'm pretty sure it's 10 minutes. Half pint jars is 10 minutes, okay? So I'm going to do the rest of these, put the lids on them, the rings on them, finger tight, put them in the canner, process them 10 minutes, and then I'll bring them out and let them cool, and I'll come back when I do that. I'm going to have to plug my phone in because it is going dead, okay? All right, we're all done. We're going to wrap this up. My jars are already popping. I took them out. I forgot to tell you, make sure you inch over your jars when you put them in. Then you'd be water needs to be an inch over the top of them at least. Here's our pickle relish. Let me get you down here where you can see it. It turned out really pretty. I knew it would. Just enough red in there. And the consistency is going to be really good. If it was cooled off, I'd open a jar and show you. But it's really hot right now. And the lids are popping and carrying on. So anyways, there you go. That is pickle relish, and it's the recipe out of the ball book. I did adjust the sugar. I ended up putting 6 cups of sugar instead of 7. I was going to put five and a half, I think, or 5. I was going to put 5. Well, 5.5 first, then I ended up putting 5. Then I ended up putting another cup just to make enough liquid, which I probably wouldn't have had to because I had plenty of liquid left. I still have this much liquid. My jars are popping. I still have this much liquid left. I'm going to make another batch. I might stay up and do it tonight, or I may wait till tomorrow. But I am going to make another batch of it. I'm probably going to have to add some more vinegar to it. I probably won't add more sugar to it, but maybe a little more vinegar, to the brine. So anyway, there you have it. Make you some pickle relish out of them cucumbers. Or if you go to the farmer's market or somebody gifts you several cucumbers and you can't eat them all, make you some pickle relish. You can put it on hot dogs. You can put it in a sandwich spread. I put mine in my potato salad because we like sweet relish in my homemade potato salad. I think I have a recipe on here. I think I have a video of that on here of the potato salad. I'm not sure. If I do, I'll try to link it in this video. But anyways, I think I used my homemade relish in it too, if I'm not mistaken, but I might be. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. It's been a long day. It's been a hot day. And I'm going to go in and fix us some to eat and go to bed, and Lord willing, wake up in the morning. So you all have a blessed day, and we love y'all, and hopefully we'll see you on the next video. If you like our content, please share, like, and hit the subscribe button. And sharing it does more than anything, because then more people see it and watch our channel, which helps keep us in the algorithm. And I know I just feel like I say that all the time, and I know I don't, but I feel like I ask you that all the time, even if it's just in the comment section. But it really does help us, and it costs you nothing. And it helps keep us on this channel, keep our channel going. So, anyways, I'll get off here for now, and love you. And Lord willing, my battery's going dead again. Lord willing, we will catch you on the next video. Bye.